Welcome to another episode of instead of letting a company pay me, I'm doing a review instead.
That's it. That's my intro.
Hi, I'm Amanda. You're watching Swell Entertainment, and today we are talking about Fume, a company that did in fact try to sponsor me, and my management was like, do you want to do a Fume deal? And I was like, not really. For no particular, well, no, I shouldn't say no particular reason. There was a couple of reasons as to why I said no. Predominantly, I'm not really their target demographic, and so therefore I didn't really think it was a good idea for me to sponsor them. I'm not someone that vapes, I'm not someone that smokes. I am a social, if even that, weed smoker. It's too early in the video for me to say that it normally. I don't allow myself to smoke anything alone. And that's because I have an addictive personality and a history of addiction in my family, so there's a lot of things that I just don't let myself even do at all, let alone alone. Now, some of you can be like, well, Amanda, weed isn't addictive to you. Maybe not. I know quite a few people who I can say I disagree with that statement, but at the very least for myself, it's a choice I've made for myself, okay? So other than that though, I'm not someone who has a problem with smoking at all, and so I didn't think it was a good idea for me to promote a company that is designed to, target the things that could potentially be leading to you having difficulties quitting smoking. That was just it. I just didn't think I was their target demographic, and so it was going to be hard for me to pitch the company in that way. And then a bunch of my mutuals started promoting it, and I've been seeing the ads everywhere, and so like always, once something gets talked about a lot, I start having questions. Again, nothing particularly bad. I was just like, this budget's fun. And so I'm currently, if you can't tell, in a hotel room in Austin, Texas for South by Southwest, and guess who has a booth here? Fume. So guess what I got for posting to my Instagram stories? For free. So not only do you guys get a review, you get one that was free. For the low cost of a few seconds on my Instagram story. Because I'm going to be honest, I immediately deleted it. Basically what it is it's an inhalant, but it's not an inhalant. Okay, it's flavored air, which that in and of itself, I was like, what are you smoking? Because what do you mean it's flavored air? Because my brain immediately goes to vapes when I hear flavored air, which we can go back and forth, okay? But if you're inhaling nicotine, you're gonna have an addiction issue, okay? Also, everyone's gonna think I hate vapors and smokers and all this by the end of this video. I just know it. You guys are very weird when someone just says they don't do something. I get weird comments. It's like, sounds like you're judging me. No, it sounds like you're projecting. I don't do a thing. I really don't give a shit if you do that. So yeah, they had these around. They had orange vanilla, and what was the other flavor they had? Flavor sounds weird, but it is what they called it. But their whole thing is goodbye bad habit. This is from their actual website. Natural flavored air device, which sounds crazy. So this is the prominent style, and then there's Solano, Solano is the black metal piece with the like dark wood. Looks nicer, frankly. I'm gonna be honest, it looks sus. I was trying to test this out all day today because I got it yesterday. I was playing around with it yesterday. But I'm gonna be honest, I'm not someone who's used to like pulling out my vape and like taking a hit or doing a dab while I'm talking to people. So it was very weird to like pull this out. It feels weird to pull out randomly, okay? Also, as you can see as I'm talking to you, Willie, make sure there's no cuts in this section. There's no smoke, so the smokeless part is real. There is no smoke because you're not really inhaling something, you're inhaling air through the core. We'll talk. Maple pepper was the other sample they had, I believe. So this is the orange vanilla core. And there's 3 cores in a pack. Okay. They gave me this, and then this was in the box. The world's first diffusive device. In 2018, from a humble basement in Calgary, Canada, we set out to help humanity create better habits. We believe the best way to do that is to make switching to positive habits simple, easy, and dare we say, enjoyable. We've innovated the world's first diffusive device, a product that functions with diffusion instead of vaporization, is not addictive, and uses natural plants instead of harmful chemicals for flavor. We've since helped thousands of people switch naturally, and we're privileged to see you have a part of your journey as well. Braden Pauls, co-founder and CEO. Now, the one thing that I also have an issue with something like Fume, doing so much marketing brand-wise, is that it's not a bad thing to market over. I shouldn't say that. I just have questions when that's all I see is marketing and people that are being paid to talk about it. I don't know anyone, considering in my life, I'm in Southern California. I know a lot of weed smokers. I know a lot of regular smokers, a lot of vape users. Okay, I'm in Los Angeles. Everyone vapes to some degree. So to see that and to know a lot of people who have desires to quit, but have never themselves used a fume device, or I've never heard of anyone being like, oh my gosh, yeah, my buddy totally quit because of a fume device. I have questions. And that's just it. It's questions, curiosities. Now, again, I don't want it to sound like that whole Gen Z to boomer pipeline where it's like, if I haven't heard about it, it doesn't exist, okay? Or if I don't know who they are, they're irrelevant. Because that's happening a lot. But I would just feel like in a place where I would consider it was a hub, essentially, of smoking and vaping and all of that, I figured I would have at least heard of at least someone or seen any form of an actual review or people who use it who are not getting paid to talk about it. And I just haven't seen that. There's a diagram inside of everything, which I do like. Easy snap in core. I wouldn't say the core snaps in. It slides in, then you kind of have to push it down to slide it in. Made with real wood, which is nice, I would say. Twist barrel to adjust flow. So at the back here, if it shows up, let me hide my face, hold on. So that is your airflow. So you can open and close that based on how much airflow you want. The guy at the booth said, oh yeah, for some people who want that actual feel of like smoking on a cigarette, where it's like they have to suck through the actual filter, that's typically what that's there for. Barrel slides close, slides to open and close, like that. A magnet holds the barrel shut. That's the magnet. Perfectly balanced for hand comfort. I mean, sure. I don't know how much that would affect things. It's still gonna feel like a weight. It's definitely, depends on which type of vape you have, but it's definitely heavier than, like, say, a cigarette. 30-day little habit tracker in there. That's kind of a nice little touch. So this is a little cute pipe cleaner, a little pipe cleaner, and a little cloth to clean things out. And it suggests wipe the outside of the mouthpiece and inside the core slot. Use the pipe cleaner to clean out the mouthpiece. That's good. And I'm sure someone's gonna be like, why do you have to clean it? Because you're inhaling air, and it's like condensation from your mouth, condensation from outside, I'm assuming. It's the same way to wash your water bottles. They get gross over a certain amount of time. They also described that the whole thing itself is actually designed also as kind of a fidget, which for me, as someone who deals with you guys, my comment section, you guys hate when I fidget in videos, to the point that I'm literally working on a fidget toy layout of sorts that is silent, so you guys are not mean to me in comments anymore when you hear me fidgeting with things. So I'm gonna be honest, more than I've been sucking on this thing, I've been playing with the magnet. Play with the twist a little bit. But I also feel like if I was doing this during videos, you guys would literally reach through the screen and come and beat my ass. He was explaining it to me as like, oh, it's designed to also help with like the people who do just have used to having something in their hand. The weight is so that you kind of memorize it a little bit more. Kind of, you know, make up for the feel of not having any things in your hands. The fidget is just to like give you something to do so you're not reaching for, you know, holding a vape or a cigarette or anything like that. As far as the taste goes, okay, it's definitely mild, and I've been doing this for about a day or so now, so I'm running out of time on this core. The cores don't last particularly long. I'm assuming that's because of the natural fibers that they are actually using in the fume device itself. So let me pull out and show you that. I dropped it. So this is the core. I assume it's charcoal. It's just a tiny little core. Obviously, definitely a more pungent scent to it. It's got a little hollow bit to it, okay? And then you just wedge it in, pop it down. Oops. Yeah, I found I had to kind of push it down a little bit to get it to fit inside the chamber itself. Orange vanilla was inspired by the nostalgic flavor of a creamsicle. The smooth flavor of vanilla combined with zesty, fresh orange gives us the simple, sweet, and citrusy core that it's sure to delight. And I would say that this is probably like the most subtle one. I definitely don't want to try maple pepper just because that doesn't sound appealing, frankly. The maple does, the pepper does not. For an inhalant, I know it's not actually an inhalant. I'm just saying, like I want to blow something out. I will say that. I'm not even someone who smokes much. And it's like that's the natural movement of things. There is really no smoke. There's nothing. You can see as I'm here, no cuts. There's nothing. Nothing at all. Which is not a bad thing. I'm just noticing that it's weird. Okay, it's a note. I would say the flavor is less on my tongue and more on like my chest. That sounds weird, but like that's where I feel it more. So it's definitely I'm feeling it in my lungs because I'm inhaling something, obviously. And they said that it goes through about 1 a day to about 18 hours based on how long the scent feels. But obviously, if you're someone who wants something stronger, probably when you're starting to like work towards quitting, if you're really just looking for some form of flavor in your throat and chest, okay, you're probably gonna go through them much faster because you want that stronger taste as you're trying to break the habit of vaping. Or probably, I'm gonna be honest, I don't know. Well, I guess the pepper one might be better for smoking. I'd really be interested to see in like actual focal groups, like who this works better for. Okay, like because logically in my brain, I would assume that vaping would probably be better than smoking. But then I also feel like the smoking might be better. I don't know. I would be interested to see what actual data you guys have, or what research you guys have done with like actual focus groups of like who this has worked with. The Journey pack, which is one of these, and then 6 packs, would be about $89.50. Okay, so it's a chunk of money, but this is reusable. You just buy the refill packs, and then, you know, it comes down to how often you end up, you know, needing refills. The Fume Solano is $98. Why? This one, if you just buy this, is $67.75. Why is this more? A premium walnut barrel and smooth coating on the Honest mouth. It's just the materials used. So it's walnut and onyx coated mouthpiece. More money. I love the poses on their website of people with this. Like, oh yeah, this is so cool. This is elite. I like it more as a fidget than an inhaler, I'm gonna be honest. But I know I'm not your target demographic, which is why I didn't take your money. Really, you should be thanking me for a review instead of doing a brand deal. So this is for their Learn, Science, and Safety. Products claiming to be a safe alternative haven't always been accurate. Anyone looking to use a new product or technology should first look at the research and safety behind it. Our goal is to create a concise list all in a place of all the documentation and research done on the inhalation and digestion of the natural plant compounds, essential oils used in Fume's cores. A couple of things to note when doing your research. It's important to look for research done by a third party. Scientific journals and studies published by reputable organizations are ideal. Know what to look for. While research may show a product is safe, it is still important, especially if you're experiencing bad side effects, to consult your physician. And I think that's a good thing to have on their website. This is from December of 2022, but obviously they've been a company for a while now. We see this also with like, say, doTERRA and other companies that deal with essential oils, or MLMs, or some more woo-woo sorts of essential oil companies and all of that. Just because it's good for some people does not mean that you will not have adverse side effects. Essential oils affect everyone differently. Different essential oils in different dilutions can affect everyone differently. If you do try a fume and you find that you are having a poor reaction, immediately stop, consult a doctor, okay? Because at the end of the day, you may not be inhaling smoke, but you're inhaling some form of vapor, even if it's like just very minimal contact of the essential oil. It could potentially affect your health poorly. Now, that's not a fault of Fume. It's not a fault of anyone. It's just a matter of your body could react poorly to something. If you ever try this, or you try anything and you have a poor reaction, please go to a doctor. Don't go to Google. The doctor, okay? Because your lungs gotta take care of those. So let's see. Research and studies. Fume essential oils view here. The purpose of the study was to confirm that the exposure of essential oils consumed through a fume device was within the safety standard for essential oil consumption by Health Canada and other regulatory bodies. The effects of aromatherapy on nicotine craving on a U.S. campus, a small comparison study. This is from 2013, March 28. Abstract. I know I'm not inhaling anything. I know it's just the scent. I think just because it's just the flavor, that's a really weird feeling where it almost feels like my stomach is empty. You know, I'm really curious on what the effects would be if someone says has disordered eating, okay, and then also has like nicotine or vape addiction of some sort, and they try to use this to cut back on that. Would that affect their dietary habits? Because it almost feels like I'm hungry, but I just had dinner, you know? Like, because it's like I'm getting that flavor, but then there's nothing in my stomach. You know what I'm saying? Like, nothing's hitting my stomach, so I'm not getting that amount. Would this make me hungrier? I would assume yes. This definitely would not cut my cravings. I would say that. Both black pepper and angelica reduce the level of nicotine craving and allowing a longer delay before next use of tobacco. However, black pepper reduced the level of craving more than did angelica, and angelica allowed for a longer delay than did black pepper. So the result of this one particular thing is saying that black pepper essentially cut down the craving for nicotine, but angelica made the delay longer. So it's like, yeah, you still have the craving, but like they were able to wait longer before they smoked again. So that's an argument, I guess, for the maple and pepper one. See, my one question is with aromatherapy, because like something being, you know, consented for or like tested for aromatherapy is different than something being tested for inhaling, you know, or like consumption. Because like it's one thing to smell something, it's another thing to like physically breathe it in. I think that's really going to be it to wrap this up. As far as like potential, again, I am not the person to give a full review of like, oh yes, this is going to help you quit smoking, because I'm not that person, okay? That's just not what I am. I can tell you about the product. I can tell you about my experience with it, but I cannot tell you if this is going to help you stop smoking. The flavor's nice. Crisp mint sounds like it would be really good. Wait, white crab berry? No, cranberry. I'm so dyslexic. I'm sorry. I definitely want to try and recommend this to some of my friends that I know are vapors and smokers and see what they would be interested in. Most of them have no desire to quit, like it all. So I don't know how open they would be to it in that regard. I like the fidget function more than I like the inhalement function. Like even when you see me like taking a hit, it's because I'm actively making the decision to do that because I'm doing a video review on it. It's not so much like I'm thinking like, oh, I'm doing other things. You know, because I'm used to that feeling because I'm just not, you know? So it's like the fidget though, I do that a lot. I know different people like different fidgets for different things. I feel like this would be more annoying for most of the people that are used to it if they have to work in, say, an office setting or things like that. But again, I don't know. How often are you guys vaping in office settings? I shouldn't say that. I'm around a lot of Gen Z tech people. A lot of them don't care. The flavor is still pretty strong. Again, I haven't been sucking on it all day. It's just been like here and there when I remember to. So it definitely could this will probably last me longer than it would say someone who's actively trying to quit, like I said. I don't think there's anything wrong with it per se, unless every single YouTuber that I've seen talk about this has secretly had just a very severe vape situation in secret. Like, I don't know how you're all cool with promoting a flavored air thing. Don't worry, the air up flavored water thing, that's next. Why must everything be flavored? Why can't we like get rid of the trash on the planet? Let's do that. The price is a lot, but I mean, this is the reusable part. As far as the refill goes, like original core bundles to get a pack of 3, essentially getting 9 cores, it's $21.75. That's a decent deal for the refills. So like you just buy one of these, you just buy the refill packs, and then, you know, hopefully it cuts down your need for nicotine. Hopefully. Some people have very severe nicotine addictions and things like that. So again, I don't know what level of your nicotine dependency would this be best for. That would be something I'd be interested to see. Like, is this someone who's like, oh, I'm only a casual nicotine user and I'm trying to stop? Or is this targeting specifically people who have very severe smoking, vape, nicotine addiction, what have you, and want to try to break up with that? Have you ever tried Fume? Have you seen Fume? Have you seen YouTubers talk about Fume? Are you annoyed that I didn't just take the money? Let me know. Comment down below. Reminder, I now stream on Twitch. Reminder that Swell Entertainment is now available on Spotify. Reminder to get 10% off of your order on Gamer Subs with code SWELL. Shout out to my patrons. Thank you so much for supporting my Patreon. If you'd also like to support my Patreon, that will list down below. Like to find us on social media, that'll be all up here. And that's going to be Have a Lovely Day. Goodbye. I should have said that's gonna be a Have a Lovely Day instead of goodbye. That would have been funnier. Thank you, Oz, Eva, Ayana, Abby, Angel, Goth, Glynn, Palace, Pink, Jasmine, Lauren, Amy, Aslan, Medic, Rosie, Victor, Andrew, Tenzin, Sam, Mae West, Michael, Ryan, Adira, Nathan, Zwink, Literal, Jeffrey, Randy, QWERTY, Nomad, Thomas, Tasha, Donnie, Winter, Kenny, Robert, Cameron, Elliott.